Okay, so I think it's like 40 something. My friend, he's been homeless for 12 years around the area. And he had little jobs. He has little jobs. And he doesn't make enough Social Security or benefit or anything, so he makes like under $500 a month. He's 62. Okay. And it's 36 degrees. So, he likes to drink, and he's okay with it. But he doesn't lose his shit. He actually has a cat. He has 2 cats. He's clean. He has extra clothes, bedding and stuff. A lot of people let him do and sit places and charge his phones and his radios and his speakers and stuff. He's just waiting for things or an opportunity so he can make more money so he can get off the street. And, he smokes cigarettes too. He knows that those are costing money and everything. But, that's the money he gets from his little jobs and shit. Okay, so now he lives in a place within the hills and stuff, and people don't mind because he picks up after himself. But now what's happening is the other meth heads and crackheads and thieves, people get out of jail, and people on the run, and the psychos and the medicated ones, and the ill ones, not just the homeless people like him, because they're not around. He's a rarity. Okay, they come around, and they, you have to deal with him. He has to deal with him. And then they get close because he's got all the secret spots because 12 years he's been surviving, trying to get up on his feet, right? So they come around and, you can't be mean because there's many of them all. It's a game. It's like, whatever, one of those stupid movie shows, Game of Thrones, So they attract attention. Then the law comes around and code comes around and property owners come around, right? Because he's on the outskirts, whatever. You're in public places, you're not. It doesn't matter. You always on the move and you try to stay undetected. That's how it works. Okay, and you keep a certain thing like vittles, hydration, a little cleanliness, a little health, something in case it rains and get wet. You need a weapon. It's like you're a fucking Cub Scout. It really is. But, you just add tack on a couple of adult apps, and it's life. So, very important. Have families, and he had that. He comes from that. He's old enough to have had that. So, what's coming around is the meth heads and shit. And some of them got dogs. Some of them are women with a bunch of guys. And some of them are, a bunch of dudes like gangs. And some of them are singular. And some of them are fucking ready to pop. Some of them are poppers, and they get back out, and police don't keep them. It's on fucking bullshit, right? So he's got to move his stuff because code comes around and police come around and it might be an unfamiliar cop, and then he'll get his shit fucked up and they're like, get out of here right away. So his cats and his tent and all that shit, and then he's got to have work. He's got to be able to get to work, so he can't be too far. And he don't want to ride a bicycle because, a lot of people know him, and a lot of cops don't even know him, but, he'll get a DUI because they pick him off. And young cops want to make something, and they're like, oh, I got a guy. So he gets fucked when a young cop comes around, or somebody feels like being an asshole. So, he has to be able to walk to places. So now, he's got to move all his shit around. He's got to hide shit. I'm looking for him. So I'm like, dude, you totally can fucking, I'll keep some shit for you. There was a time where they fucking harassed the shit out of me here, dude. And I was being cut out of work, and I actually had no money, dude. My food was super fucking low, and I was on a job. That's how I met him. And he actually works and cleans the property for this guy. And I'm doing the sign, and he thought, like, I was going to start working for the guy. And he was scared that I was going to fucking be taking his work. So we actually had it out, and it was cool. It was excellent because, men are men, and we're animals. So women are women, and women are animals, too. So we dealt with that. And, he's like, okay, he got food and he gave me fucking money. And then we talked about it, and I says, I'm only here for do the sign, dude. I don't want any of this, and I'm fucking staying right there. I'm like, I'm fucking semi-homeless too because of this fucking same fucking bullshit that got me. Not that I'm a drinker or nothing. But come to find out, he had some skills and shit too. Artistic skills. And, so he keeps his shit up. He's got his pride. He doesn't hang out long if he comes around. And, he goes between his jobs, and he goes and stays to himself, So, but he's got to move around in a hardcore situation. Or else he'll get tapped out. And then he'll get rolled in, and people will just look at this dude, and I know this isn't true, and they'll say that he's just another fucking scumbag, throwaway meth head that probably is just gonna, continue to pose a threat to everybody that's working hard. People don't know. So ignorance keeps this guy in the position he's in, and not enough property owners and people understand that. As an artist, I could control the cosmetics of a street. Everything from painting fire hydrants to keeping the light poles looking good, to keeping, electrical boxes painted with murals and shit. I mean, these are things that they pay for anyway. That have 16 people do. So, so homeless people could serve a real good purpose. There's so many abandoned buildings that the cities own everywhere, and there's skilled tradesmen that are homeless, and the city could okay, let's do an interview test and fucking spend some psychological time with these people, because they're doing it anyway for reasons, and then say, okay, we got fucking 16 carpenters, a masonry, 2 electricians, let's put them in this abandoned building, okay? And we're going to make it look like a plantation thing. They're going to pay rent by the work they do. And then we'll give them a little food salary. And they have a stipulation. And then there's a monitor, somebody that lives there with them, or other types of people. And then they could take an abandoned city building, and instead of wasting money on all kind of shit drug programs and this and that, they could be, buying construction material and food for homeless people that don't want to be homeless. And then they'll stand out between the addicts, and then you'll be able to see who's the fuck up or not. But people are too stupid. They don't know how to do this because they're ignorant, and they see a guy's homeless once, and then all of a sudden, boom, for the rest of their life. There's people that I know, good friends, and they will never treat me the way I should be treated as an equal to them, because they see me living out of my Winnebago. And there's no reason. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to say, okay, I'm going to give you 20 reasons why my life's better than yours. So, okay, but the thing is once you get an identity to some people in a town and you get stuck, you can't get out. And you know what saved me? It's not being a fucking addict. I don't care, I'll say it, because I'm not going to work 8 hours and all of a sudden go put something in my body and pay some dude on the opposite spectrum of life that I, feel is opposing on my life, give them money for some kind of illicit, man-made synthetic drug to put in my body, even if it's alcohol. And it's going to fucking knowingly fuck me up like it's did for eons. We grew up. I grew up drawing ads for anti-crack ads, okay, as a fucking 8-year-old kid from my art class. Okay, fuck you. So, I don't know. I know what's going on here, and I know how it works, and other people don't want to admit it. But all that shimmer and shine you got is fucking bullshit compared to the real life circumstance. And you know what? I'm looking for an opportunity. It is, because life becomes purposeless once you realize you get this shit ripped out from under you because of ignorance. Like a fucking 25-year-old cop with 16 weeks of training, or a 52-year-old cop with an ego trip that wants to be as good as he once was, or thinks he's better than everybody else. One or the other. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I could really provide a purpose with this situation, but it's hard to get people to listen to you the way for the things you want them to listen to you by working with that to make that possible. You have to find another way, and you have to be in the right place at the right time, and you have to do the right things. And you know what? This homeless dude, he does the right things. It's got to be the right time and the right place. And now I'm going to get impeded.